In this video, I'm going to show a way to convert data in the form of a plot, a map, an image into usable data, into a comma-separated values file or text format, which you can then use with spreadsheets like Excel, with tools like Python or MATLAB, or databases, various kinds of number crunching and data processing tools. So this is an example of Dwight Eisenhower, U.S. President back in the 1950s, approval ratings. I was able to find a graph of his approval ratings from Gallup, but not the actual numbers as a table that I could select or download from their website or some other source. There probably is such information somewhere, but I couldn't find it. Now, this is a tool called WebPlotDigitizer. It's a free open source program. I'll show a little bit more about it after this example, but it enables you to extract that data using a combination of, you have to click a few places and it will use computer vision type technology to extract the data points. So let me go ahead and do this here. See what happens. There we go. Okay. Now it actually supports a wide range of types of images, but this is all I care about here, the 2D XY plot. It can also do bar plots and a lot of others. And we need to, what it calls align axes. So it explains how to do it here. So you're going to click on 2 points on the horizontal or X axis and 2 points on the vertical or Y axis. And once you've clicked on those points, you enter for the 2 X points their actual number positions that you read off the graph. Similarly, for the vertical axis points, the Y1, the Y2, you will enter the vertical position of these 2 points. That allows it to interpolate where everything is to get actual numbers out of the image. Okay, so here we go. So the first one I'm going to go to is right here on the graph. We know where 1953 is on the horizontal line, and we know where 1960. So this is the period that he was president. Okay, so those are the x-axes, and then we want to do the vertical axes. So here we have 0, and up here we have 100. Generally, to get the most accurate, you want these to be as far apart from each other as possible. So one at the very beginning of the horizontal line and one at the very end, if possible, if you have you need to know what these numbers are. And similarly for the vertical one, you want this range as large as possible, which makes the errors as small as possible. And you have this window here that zooms in, so you can very precisely position the points. All right, so we're done. All right, so now what we want to say is this guy is 1953, which is when he started as president, was inaugurated, and 1960 actually is not the last year he stepped down in early 1961 and was replaced by John F. Kennedy. So 0 and 100% approval rating. You can also, some of these plots have a log scale, but this is not a log scale, so you don't check those, and we'll just go ahead and let it do its magic here. All right, so that's done here. Now what we want to do is have it do pattern recognition to recognize that this is a line and infer data points along it from here, which we can do here. We have automatic extraction. You can also do it manually, where you click on it and actually put each point in one at a time, which is very tedious. So a couple things we want to do here. Okay, this is our color here. So notice it defaults as blue color. There isn't even a blue color in the plot. Here are your 2 colors that are used in the plot that it considers important. Go for that one. All right, so now it knows what the color is. The next thing we want to do is zoom in or select the area that we want to do the recognition on. So it's going to do line detection or edge detection within this yellow block. We can check to see that it's okay by clicking filter colors, and that shows us where it thinks the line is. Now down here we hit run to run the automatic extraction. There we go. Okay, and these points are the automatically generated data points. We can see those data by clicking view data on the left, and here are the actual numbers. So the first column is the year, and the second column is the approval rating in percent. So he had, he started out pretty good at 70, and he was very popular, so he did pretty well. You can copy it to the Windows clipboard, or I'll say a little bit more about this. This software is available on other platforms. I'll show downloading it to a comma-separated values file. Here we go. And it has a default name, and I'll say, Eisenhower approval ratings.csv, and you do have to explicitly type out CSV to get the CSV in it, otherwise the file won't have the .csv. So there we go. And that actually downloaded the data, which you can then, the comma-separated values files are supported by just about everything. All the spreadsheets like Excel, free open source spreadsheets like LibreOffice Calc, which is an Excel clone. Most programming languages can, actually all programming languages can be coaxed into reading comma-separated values. Most widely used databases will read them automatically, and many other programs. We can hit the escape key, and that goes back to here. Now let me show you where this came from. This is a free open source program. It has their own website. You can just look for WebPlotDigitizer. And the critical points are you can download precompiled binaries for Windows, for Apple, Macintosh, and for Linux, which is a version of Unix. You can donate money to support them. You can also get the source code and, in principle, build the program from the source code. I haven't done that, so I can't vouch for it working, but it probably does, at least with a little bit of work. There's also a web application in different languages, and you can, I think this might be the same thing, so there are different language versions. This is just promotional for it. Significantly, it has a lot of tutorials and videos showing how to do it, so you don't need to have me do those. You can just, the documentation is pretty good. I didn't have too much trouble getting it to work. They ask you, if you do a publication, using the data that you've gotten with WebPlotDigitizer, to cite them as software. Actually say if you wish, but it's a nice thing to do to help the author and the organization get publicity for what they're doing for people, more or less for free. So anyway, they have a citation and usual kind of privacy stuff. So you can find out all you want to find out about it from their website, which is pretty good. And that's about it. This is a usable tool. I've used it several times to get data from, again, plots, images and maps, bitmaps, things like JPEG images that otherwise you might find not be able to find the data. You don't have a table. You don't have your own comma-separated value file. So consider using WebPlotDigitizer. This concludes this video presentation. If you like this video, please click like. Please click subscribe and the notification bell if you would like to receive more content from us. You can avoid internet censorship by subscribing directly to our RSS news feed. Please consider sharing the link by email and on your website or blog, in addition to liking, upvoting, or sharing on increasingly censored, advertising beholden, big company social media. We have encountered such censorship. Mathematical software is developing algorithms and software to automate data analysis, reducing the risks of costly errors and increasing the predictive power of the results. You can support our work financially by subscribing on our Patreon page, https://www.patreon.com/mathsoft, or scanning the QR code in the lower right corner.